My video for January the 21st, 2018 is entitled The Love Line, Seeing Eye to Eye. It's been a while since I did a love line, which were a part of the workshop in which I was involved for so many years. I went again yesterday and reconnected with people I have not seen for a good while. In the love line, we move from one person to the next, staring intently into his or her eyes for 3 to 4 minutes or so before moving on to the next one. Of course, it is said that the eyes are windows to the soul. This I know. Lots of thoughts and feelings arise during this exercise. Sometimes tears flow. I've even witnessed an individual seem to transform right in front of me, as if I was seeing them in a previous or perhaps future incarnation. The love line is unique in the sense that most people feel uncomfortable when looking into another's eyes, and they quickly turn their gaze away when eye contact occurs. For me, the most interesting observation I experienced was when I had to look in the mirror at my own eyes. That happens when there is an odd number in the room. Instead of just looking at my own eyes, I saw the imperfections in my face, which did not happen with anyone else. Yes, the love line is an interesting exercise, and it's something that my friend Margie, I believe, created and added to the workshop repertoire. Art Sellers was the person who came from California and introduced the workshop here in Florida. And Scott and Mark continued doing Art's work, the same work that Art introduced, in the same manner. Margie added the love line, which I think was the most important. That's the most important, probably, part of the whole workshop experience for me, because it does bring out a whole lot of things that you just don't get when you're talking. You're in silence, just staring at someone's eyes. And, there's no verbal communication taking place. It's simply an exercise of being here now, being in the present moment. Of course, the mind may wander in and out of that present moment as you look at somebody and you perhaps see a past or future life and you're trying to figure out which is which. A very dramatic experience happened in the case of one individual at one point in my life, where literally, it was a major transformation. It was not the same person, and I talked to that individual later, and it was revealed that we knew each other in that previous lifetime. We were connected in that previous lifetime. Now, is that true? I don't know what is true anymore, to be honest. Lots of things that I believe have shown themselves not to be reliable, as in bringing forth truth. Truth is whatever I experience. It's not what I want. It's not what I hope for. It's not what I dream about. It's what I experience. That's true. That's real experience here now. It has nothing to do with past or future. It's here now. The truth is, whatever is happening right now, what I'm experiencing right now, if I'm thinking about something, I'm experiencing my thoughts. If I'm feeling something, I'm experiencing my feelings. But it's all taking place right here, right now, in the present moment. The present moment, our present moments, are very important, and being able to be in the present moment with another person, or apparently another person, because one of the things that happens is with some people, you almost feel as if you're them and you're looking back at yourself, or vice versa. Because at some level, we're all connected. At some level, we're all part of one another, and we're part of this experience of life. I would highly recommend that people take time, not necessarily in a love line, but when you meet with people, be quiet for a while and just look at them. Look into their eyes and see what you see. Feel what you feel. Observe the thoughts that flow. You might be amazed at what can take place when we just shut up. And yes, we're going to analyze things because we're analytical beings. That's what we do. But try to get beyond, even for moments at a time, the analytical aspect, and just stay with the experiential aspect. Right here, right now, the present moment. I am with you, you are with me, we're staring at each other eye to eye. It doesn't mean that we have to agree with wherever the other person is. We may not even know where the other person is, unless they're a good friend and we can figure some things out perhaps. But experience the present moment. And as much as possible, let go of the past and the future and the expectations, and just see what happens. See what happens in the current moment. Now, when I got back from this experience yesterday, I have to admit I was totally exhausted. I went to bed at 7 o'clock. Now, 8 o'clock and going on 8:30, I remember looking at the clock and I was still awake. I hadn't fallen asleep yet. And then somebody calls me at like 20 after 10 to 10:30. I don't know who it was, but my phone rings, and I don't keep a phone by my bed most of the time. I do have a cordless phone that I take in there once in a while if I'm expecting a phone call and taking a nap, but I don't usually do it at night. I'm away from the phone. But in any case, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep, and then I wake up just past midnight, and I want to get back to sleep again, but it didn't happen, and I come to the computer, and I send out birthday greetings, which I try to remember to do every day for all of my Facebook friends that have birthdays, and I check my emails and things like that, and I had a couple messages and one that I responded to. Anyway, folks, I really do encourage you to meet with people from time to time. The love line is a neat experience. But even when you're meeting with people, sometimes just be quiet and do this exercise with each other and see what comes up. You might be very surprised. Maybe with some people, nothing much will happen. With other people, it just flows out spontaneously. And there's all sorts of, as I said, thoughts and feelings that come out. Pay attention to those. Look within yourself and recognize that even when you're looking in the eyes of another, you're looking at a reflection of yourself, because we are all interconnected, whether we like it or not, whether we agree with that or not. There's only one of us here. And at some level, that one of us is connected to all the other aspects of the one. That's what we are. We're aspects of the one, not individuals, but one. Thank you for listening, and namaste.